Hey everyone, welcome to Buzzing About Romance. I am Becky, and joining me for this episode is Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
Hey, Becky.
And Amanda. Hi, Amanda.
Hello.
And Leah. Hello, Leah.
Hello.
I almost just called Amanda Lindsay. Like, Lindsay was on the tip of my tongue.
Well, she was originally on the schedule, so
She was, and then
True.
she...
At least you
I
had
get
the
it. It's
correct
okay.
name and you weren't going like completely.
yeah.
Remember you called
sideways.
Lindsay Linda one time?
I did call her Linda one time. Anyway, how was everyone's weekend?
It's been okay.
It's been okay. I know there were some big football losses within the group this
Yes, we
weekend.
don't need to talk about it.
We're not talking about it. Okay, we're not talking about the football losses. Did anybody read anything? Well, I guess we'll do that during Book of the Week, but did you have a good reading weekend?
Yeah,
It plays
let's
into
just
what the topic is.
Why don't we just do
I
the
was-
episode first and then we can
Yeah,
talk
because I
about
was
it?
like, can
we
we
can-
just wait for Book of the Week? Because I don't got anything else.
Oh, you don't have anything?
Let's
We
just
can tie that into the episode.
we can tie it
Yeah.
in.
Okay. So on this week's episode, like, we are not chit-chatty tonight. I don't know what's going on, guys.
Well, because you opened it up on like a bad question.
How is that a bad question?
It just does not fit for tonight.
Well, I mean, it directly leads into.
Well, I guess it's a good question because it leads into the episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
So,
not, and there are no bad questions. Just stupid people.
That is debatable.
I mean,
Did you get a new mug?
I've had this one for a while.
I don't think I've seen that.
And
cute.
it's the soft touch.
Oh, I don't like it.
Oh,
Which-
yeah,
Those
I
ones
can't.
creep me out.
Leah
I
doesn't
can't
like.
use them.
I love them. I think they're great. I have a Sesame Street one with like the little
I wish I
Sesame Street.
liked them because they're so pretty.
I do
but
too. They are really cool, but I can't handle the texture.
No.
Like I need
I'm
a
like,
hard,
no.
slick mug.
Really?
See, now we're off on a tangent. You
No.
just-
You're
it only took a
welcome.
minute.
You're welcome.
There you
Hard
go.
and slick. That's what Leah likes.
Oh man.
So for this episode, we ponder the question, have you ever opened your Kindle, stared at your TBR, and immediately thought, I would rather alphabetize my spice cabinet than start another book?
Not that question directly, but
No.
Right? I was like, no.
I don't think I've ever thought to myself, I would rather alphabetize my spice cabinet.
I mean, well, but welcome to the episode. You are among your friends. We are your people, although not your spice cabinet. Today,
I don't know if we could be friends if you alphabetize your spice cabinet.
You know, I'm fine with it. It definitely makes it easier, but yeah,
I
it's not
have
going to stay
an
that way at
entire
my house.
Pull-out shelf. No, my husband's out of control, so there's no alphabetizing. It's an entire like
I got
pull-out
these really
shelf.
cool like pull-out ones off of my Vine. It's like 3 like bamboo ones. They're real nice.
about at least a month ago, my mother-in-law is staying with us, and Michael had her go through the cabinet and do our yearly, like, is this expired, throw away
Oh yeah.
kind of thing, and she rearranged the pantry. I still
Ooh,
can't find things.
I was gonna say, can you find things yet? Because that's hard.
That's
No. So I don't necessarily alphabetize, but I very clearly,
yes.
like,
Things have a space.
yeah.
yeah.
You know what's the
That's-
worst is when you
that's-
put things and then the rest of the house does not put them where they're supposed
Exactly.
to go.
That's like we've lived in the same house for 14 years now, and my husband still puts things.
In the wrong
like-
place.
Yeah, and I have to stand there and be like, all right, I need to think like he would. Like, where would he
Where would
put
he put it?
this?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, I will say we've only been in the house since September, so it is fair,
Yeah.
but still like couldn't do it at the old house and we were there for 6 years.
Well,
So I
and
have no hope.
I will say that I don't live with the most observant of people. Finding things is difficult for a lot of them.
Yeah.
I understand that struggle.
So I
If it's
do,
in the second row, it's never to be
or
found.
you have to
So my
bend down.
kid has literally called me at work and told me they couldn't find something in the refrigerator. And I'm like, no, it's on the second shelf behind like the eggs, right? They send a video of the refrigerator. Like, where
Right.
is it?
And you're like, yeah, right where I told you it was.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, hold on a second. Stanley. Hey,
I knew that was coming. I knew he
Michael,
was up to something good.
Stanley's eating his bed. So there's that. Today we're talking about reader burnout, the real kind, not the I just haven't found the right book kind. I would say a reader burnout is going to be a little more than a slump,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
all starts with a slump. And kind of like, why does reading suddenly feel like a chore when it used to be my favorite escape? We're going to be honest about why so many readers are hitting this wall right now, and more importantly, how to gently climb back out without guilt, pressure, or deleting your Goodreads account in a moment of rage. So if your reading feels a little off right now, if joy feels muted, or you've DNF'd 3 books in a row and side-eyed yourself for it, stay with us. This episode is permission to exhale.
Also, you should never side-eye if you DNF a book.
No. Honestly, life is too short for bad books if you're not connecting. And I know Heather likes to say she soft DNFs, like it's just not her book for right now.
Mm-hmm. Or just Leah it and go to the end and
Just
find out.
Leah it and go to the end.
Yeah.
There's always that.
There's always the other option.
So, it's, and we've talked about this at length over the course of the last 2 months, 3 months, really since the holidays started.
Yeah.
Reading is hard right now. And for a variety of reasons. And to be honest, yes, the world. But it's also like life is changing. I'm not the same reader I was in 2020. Would you say you're the same reader you were in 2020?
No.
I mean, even if we take out, like we were less busy or anything like that, like I am employed full time now. I am full time editing, doing work 40 plus hours a week. Jenni is not a student, not just a stay at home mom. She is now like full time librarian lady.
She has a real
It still
job
hasn't hit that I have a big girl job. Like, I'm like,
that you have to like drive to.
right, but I also don't have like kid concept. Like, I don't have homework. Like, I don't have stuff I have to do at
Oh
home.
yeah.
Like,
Mm.
yeah,
You get to
like I
just
can
like,
leave I can leave my job at my
Yeah.
job.
yeah. I mean, and Leah's working 2 jobs. She's doing editorial stuff and her job at the church. And you
Yeah.
weren't doing that in 2020. I mean,
No.
when we met, you were stay-at-home mom full time and
Yeah.
on occasion caring for a friend's little guy. And,
Yeah.
now it's like, how many jobs can you juggle this week, Leah? Questions that I ask all the time.
The more the merrier. It's
And-
all good till your kid has to go to the ER.
Right? And Amanda, I mean, you went from corporate work to, now you're
Yep.
doing editorial stuff too. And
Mm-hmm.
so
Yes.
our lives are vastly different
Yeah.
than they were even 3 years ago.
They are.
And I think that that's true for a lot of people. Your life changes, kids change, commitments change, work changes. And it's only been in the last like 6 weeks that I realize how much everything, like I have to take into account everything to understand why I'm not reading as much as I was.
Right. Jeremy sent me a meme that was like, hey, so COVID was 6 years ago, not 3.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Right?
but we're still all like trying to figure
Rebound.
out what
Cover.
normal is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
it shifted the balance of what normal is for almost
Everybody.
everyone.
yeah. Well, and as we went into COVID, I was homeschooling full time with my kids. And I mean, they were high schoolers, but it was full time school. And in the course of that 6 years, they've graduated and nobody needs me as much anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, they still need you.
Well, yeah, because we can't find shit in the pantry. Uh, but I think, and we've talked about this also at length, about books feel different right now. You know, it seems harder to dig. You know, we're very blessed right now, right? Romance is shining for a variety of different reasons. It is crossing the threshold into popularity as far as like TV being made, movies being made. More and more people, you see them reading and talking about reading and, you know, enjoying books, and romance in particular is really having its moment to shine right now. You know, we go to the store and I see someone wearing a bookish t-shirt. 6 years ago, I don't know that I saw people wearing a bookish t-shirt. It's becoming more like you would see people wearing like a booked themed t-shirt, like a Harry Potter or something type t-shirt.
Yeah, like that's the thing I was like trying to think. Not that I really, I mean, it's cold, so nobody's just in their shirts right now, but
I just feel like reading is becoming more mainstream.
Yeah, like it's not like just a thing for nerdy shy people.
it's not just the nerds are reading anymore.
Yeah.
Now, I do have moments. I think it was about
Where
a
you
year ago.
want the nerds to take it back.
Erin Nicholas sent me a thread that she had seen, and she said, I feel like this encapsulate you in your thoughts. And she was absolutely right. It was all of a sudden, even the popular girls are now reading reading romance. I really wish the popular girls would find something new, go back to makeup, and let us nerds have our books back.
Oh,
You're
don't
not
worry.
wrong.
Diet culture is going to take them here real soon.
Well,
I know it's coming back. I don't like it.
I don't either.
You can get your steak and whole milk.
Yep.
yeah.
Sorry,
Don't you
I didn't mean
worry.
to go off. I've been
No,
having
but
way
It's
too many-
okay. Don't you
think-
I've
worry.
been
I
having way
promise.
too many thoughts about that lately. So sorry.
No, I do think you're right, though. I think during COVID, but I think part of it is during COVID, there wasn't a lot to do. So people started reading because there was literally like you couldn't go anywhere. Like you were stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like people that weren't big readers before started reading because there was literally no place to go.
Well, and it's not like reading. So I remember when 50 Shades of Grey came out, it was a moment. It was a blip.
Yeah.
Everybody was reading it. But as soon as the 3 books were out,
Then people were done.
it maybe stuck around for another 6 months. And then the movies came out and whatever. But it was a blip, right?
I feel like the
yeah.
really popular stuff, it's like that, like Twilight came out and then the movies, and it was like a big thing. And it's like there was a lot of people that still are really into that, but like they didn't really delve outside of that like small window, like Hunger Games, Divergent series. Like people got real excited about it, excited about the movies, but then there wasn't more to it.
Yeah, it didn't
Past that.
create.
Like they weren't reading more books beyond.
Right. Like they weren't
Okay.
searching
Okay.
out like other series that were like this series. Like
Yeah.
it was just like a one and done type thing. And it was like big, popular, but they had no place else that they wanted to go.
I mean, I think that with Twilight, we had that YA movement of the
Yeah.
aughts. You
Yeah.
know, we got the Hunger Games, the Divergence.
Yeah.
The
It all kind of like stemmed from another
yeah,
one.
but it never created this huge phenomenon.
Right.
You know, and I was talking with somebody who was not really bookish, not in the bookish genre, and they were telling me things about Icebreakers by Hannah Grace. They're like, in their mind, that's the book that launched hockey romance. And I'm like, well, friend,
Let me give you an education.
let me tell you a little bit more. But and I know that a lot of it is social media driven, right? Because
Right.
2020, we didn't have social engagement because of COVID. So we all started relying very heavily
Yeah.
on internet socials and stuff like that for our connections, for grouping, for people. And that's how we all came together, right? Like,
Yeah.
had it not been COVID, I don't know that we would be here tonight.
I don't think so. We would probably not have met.
No, because the podcast is something I had talked about for 10 years previous of wanting to do, but life and kids and things. And then all of a sudden when you're forced to not be busy is when stuff like that, can grow and happen. But, I know that some of this is social media driven, right? Like books, the popularity of what people know about, like, this individual knew about icebreakers, obviously because they'd been on TikTok and, had seen
Yeah.
things,
Or they saw it in the store.
or they saw it in the store. So, I think that's fair. But then it does, I don't want to say it's resentment, because some of you might feel this way too, a little bit. Like, sometimes I'm resentful of new romance readers because,
I don't
like,
think I'm resentful. They annoy me because
Yeah.
they feel like the books that they're reading are the first romance books and they've discovered them. But romance has been around for a really freaking long time. And there's some really amazing romance writers that have been writing since the 70s, 80s, 90s that honestly, some of them are still writing. But they're not reading those people. They're not reading those authors. They're reading the new authors who, while some other stories are good, there's a whole different feel to a new romance author versus an old romance author. And I'm not talking age. I'm talking
no,
like,
I think part of my problem is the newer to romance readers, and I don't mean all of them,
no.
but they're loud in what they like. And I feel like the industry is changing to what they like. And I
Yeah.
feel left behind. And it's all on me. It's not anybody else's problem, because we all know if you want the books that were like the ones previous to 2021 or whatever, they're there. You just got to work a little harder to find them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've touched on reading past your algorithm, looking for those tried and true authors and titles.
Mhm.
And I think some of it too, when I first joined social media, which was, much later because I was, just kind of reading by myself and doing stuff online or whatever, but it
Also,
was
it's our
exciting and
age
it was
too.
fun and it was nice to find a community. And I think part of, that left behind feeling is like you don't feel like a lot of these new readers are part of your community. Like it feels like a separate community. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And also too, I think it's that I feel like I have to be on social media, for work or just to keep up with what's going on or
Yeah.
whatever. And I think sometimes I wish I just didn't have to, like it's a time suck, it's an attention suck, it's a comparison
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
shithole. Like
Yeah.
It is a comparison shithole.
And
and I think a lot of if I have resentment, it's probably about that.
Yeah. I also feel like it's harder, and I know a lot of authors are feeling this too. It's getting harder to connect with other readers. Like our
Yes.
core community, phenomenal. Phenomenal. I love them above all. I mean, like, but like,
I was going to say, like, to Amanda's point, like, it feels like people aren't looking for the community so much as like looking to influence.
Yes.
Like, a
That's a
lot
better
of
way to say it.
people
Well,
Yeah.
are not looking to build a community, they're looking to build a following.
it's like
Yes.
it's like the mean girl mentality of high school, but in the book world.
a little bit, yeah. But I do think that it's the influencer culture
Yeah.
is some of what feels that left behind, harder to engage, harder entry points.
And I
Well,
think it's that way with a lot of things. Like you could say it with,
Oh, yeah.
like I bring up like the diet culture or whatever, but like
Yeah.
if you take that over into like the fitness influencers or the health influencers,
You can even do it
know,
with libraries. Like, that's like a big part of my job is being like, hey, look, we need to like up our game because
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. You're right. It is everything, because we see it in just mom culture. Like,
Yes.
mom
Another
culture
one.
isn't
Yeah.
bad enough, you
I know,
guys.
seriously.
Mommy culture is
But
like,
I think part of the problem is like, I mean, I know for us, like we grew up like the internet was newer, like there was dial up and AIM and like we had MySpace, but nobody had, like a lot of people didn't have cell phones, and once you had cell phones there weren't pictures or videos, like
Yeah.
nothing was at the tip of your fingers. Like you had to be at your house to get on the internet, and you couldn't like leave your house and still be on the internet. Like you were chained to your desktop or your like
You
7-inch
couldn't be
thick
on a phone
laptop.
and be on the internet.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we
We-
could because we had 2 lines. Like,
Same.
we were
wow,
very
fancy
special.
people.
We were fancy people. But that's the thing, like we are chained to a computer and everything's so at our fingertips now. Like literally, like I can do everything on my cell phone.
Yeah.
I can read, I can pay my bills, I can talk to people, I can search. I mean, I search the Google like 7 times a day because I'm like, I don't know, let's look that up. Like you figure Google did not exist when we were born.
Google didn't exist when, well, it had just started when my child was born, my eldest.
That's my point. Like a lot of these more popular people on like the social media side, like they've had a very different upbringing than we have.
Yeah, and that's true, and that plays into it. And so the other thing, and it's not something that I think we talk about enough, is the pressure to read the right thing. You know,
Yeah, I think because we kind of just gave up on that.
Well, but also like we got annoyed with it
Yeah.
because like a lot of those right books, I guess, yeah, everybody can see me. Like
she's air quoting.
They're not as good as some of the other things that we can find. Like, and it's not to say they're bad books. There's just not,
They're
Well,
not the books for us.
they're not the books
either.
for us. There's not a lot of depth. There's a lot of like just surface level, and that's not for us. And so I think that's part of it too, is like we gave that up a long time ago
well,
because it wasn't worth it.
it stopped being escapism.
Yeah.
And reading, for me, particularly last year,
Yeah.
felt a lot like homework.
It was forced. Yeah.
And the balance of that, like there's this, I'll say to Mike, like maybe I don't have anything left to give on the podcast. Maybe I'm out of book recs, because I'm not reading as fast as I was. And he's like, that's okay. People still want to hear your take on things. They don't care if you're rereading the same book from 18 years ago.
Yeah.
They just want to know, like, how's it going? How are things? It's connecting, it's community. And I need to get back to that headspace. So would you say when it comes to reading, your headspace is now different? Like, obviously Jenni's is very different.
I was like, mine's completely messed up. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I read Miles Morales, like Spider-Man last week.
Ooh, nice.
Well, but then I was like, I looked this up and then I'm like, there's like Beyond the Universe, Across the Universe, and like then the new one's coming out in 2027. And I'm like, why do you have to make them all similar prepositions? Like, what are we doing? Yeah. It's hard.
It is. What about you, Amanda? Like,
What was the question? Is my reading for? Sorry,
What do you think about Miles Morales?
I went on a Spider-Man tangent.
Your reading is different than it was because, well, I guess not for you, as long as we can keep you contained in NetGalley, because you found what works, right? Like when you start to feeling underwater, you go back and read.
I do a lot of the times. I think for me, it was, I'm reverting back to pre-2020. I'm very much in more into I re-listen to urban fantasy, like my favorites all the time. That paranormal. I'm reading a lot more fantasy. A lot of that's for NetGalley, and just because I'm interested in where it's going as a genre and that kind of thing. But I've kind of fallen away from other things that I would like to get back to. Like I barely, unless I had an arc, I don't think I read a romantic suspense book last year.
Oh.
Unless it was a reread or an arc. I didn't go out of my way to read one. And it was just because
I did have one for Sip and Discuss.
Yeah, I mean, if it was for the,
Unless
for the
you had to
podcast, I
read it,
did,
yeah.
but not on my own, separate.
You didn't search them out.
I didn't search them out, and I'm behind on a lot of the authors that I love, and it just kind of fell by the wayside. So yeah, I mean, so my reading it's different, but I will keep going until I find something that works.
Yeah,
I won't not read.
And we all know Leah's reading is different. When I Leah and I first started connecting, she had like really hard rules.
I had some hard no's.
Like
Yeah.
what she wouldn't read, what had to happen.
I've read like a Chaos Gremlin now.
Just read whatever.
I will if you put it in front of me, I will read it. I mean, I might not like it, but I will read it. Like I think that's part of the fact that like I was introduced to so many different things just like within like the podcast. Not that I didn't like read a vast variety before, but like now it's just there's so much out there that, and I like being the chaos gremlin, to be honest.
I think it's fair. And I hate the excuse that the next discussion point is overconsumption and same stories. I don't like that excuse. I don't
No.
think it is overconsumption, and I don't think that can stories feel similar 100%, but each one has its own take, its own characters.
Well, but even just the writing is different. The way an author creates a story, it's very
Yeah.
different. Like, but the thing is, like in romance, like they've created tropes, and like so when you have enemies to lovers, like you're gonna have some similar like things in there. If you have friends to lovers, you're gonna have similar things. If you write to a trope, then you're going to find similarities between books. But that has always existed. It's just
Yeah, I don't think that's valid reason for the burnout.
no.
Oh,
No, I don't think so. I mean,
no,
because
it's not the books.
yeah.
It's no.
I mean, I think it can be, if you're forced to read certain things, like
Sure.
you sign up for entirely too many arcs and you read the same thing multiple times in a row because you have to finish them before your reviews are due. Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of that, but that's my fault. That's not.
But you recognize that you did this to
know?
yourself.
Yes. I mean, and like, I honestly feel like if you don't like something, go find something else.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and I get like sometimes it's just too hard to process that in your brain. And then maybe it's just you just need to take a break. But like there are books out there. There's a book out there for everybody.
There
Like,
And that's the
is.
thing. Like you do not have to read the popular
No.
book. Like
Honestly,
That's-
a lot of people don't know how to find a book, though.
well,
I
Jenny
guess
would
that's
know.
fair. Okay.
But my thing is there's so many people who are reading all the popular books, like the ones
Yeah.
that like are trending and things like that. And it's like, yeah, you might be seeing similarities there, but go past that. Just because it's popular, you do not have to read that book. There are tons of authors who are mid-list, happy place, and excellent authors and amazing books.
When I was younger, a young adult, I will say, because I think it was in high school, and I remember going to the library to look for books, because I was a library kid, and I asked the librarian, I was like, they have the display on top of the bookshelves, right, or on the end caps.
Yeah.
And I said, I've read all these, and she goes, stop looking at the bright shiny things up top.
Yeah.
You need to be digging in the shelves. She's like, you've read all those. Those are not for you. Those are for the people that can't find books. She goes, we're not going to direct you what to read. You know what you like. You just have to dig in. And I think it's attention spans a little bit right now.
Yeah.
It's easy to, like, I wanted to love Megan Quinn. I wanted to love that Bridesmaid for Hire book. Like, I wanted to love it.
It was so
But it was bad. It was bad. It was not for me. It just, but there is FOMO. There is like, you start to have a little bit of self-doubt, a little bit like,
What's wrong with me?
Why
Why don't I love it? Yeah.
yes. Why
See,
does,
I don't feel that way.
Leah, you probably were the kid that went to school wearing whatever the heck you wanted. You didn't even care if it matched.
Oh, I
I
didn't
think-
match.
I don't
Never-
think that we have that so much with like the broader population or the very popular like influencers, but I think sometimes even within our group, our small group of people, like we'll see somebody in Discord or I'll see like people that I'm friends with on Instagram that are really loving a book and I'm just like, no. Or one that I really love that they hate.
Yeah.
And it's You know, so I think there is some of that within our smaller community. I don't feel that about larger
Yeah.
books that are popular,
Yeah.
but I mean, even within our community, we have people who read a lot differently, you know?
That's the
do.
thing. There's a huge variety in
Yeah.
our little community. But that's one thing that's nice because if somebody's looking for something that they haven't read yet, it's like,
Yeah.
here, try this, this, and this. If you like, we know that you like this author, so this one has a similar feel to it, but more what you're looking for.
Yeah. I will say, and Jen Ellen brought it up last night at book club, that the book we read for book club in January was the perfect amount of pages.
Yeah.
Like it was
Oh, yeah.
easy and it was the perfect amount of
What is it, like
pages.
257 or something like that?
Right around 300, I think it was.
Here, I'm gonna look it up.
But life is heavy right now, right? And if reading's feeling like work and we're already feeling heavy and we're tired emotionally, mentally, we have this fatigue, focusing on a 600-page book
Wait, was it
feels
Blame It on
daunting.
Midnight?
Yeah,
Yeah.
244.
244.
So talking about that, so I was scrolling through, like, you know how Kindle gives you in the app, like you have the thing and you can scroll like sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like 3 or 4 books. I was like, oh, this sounds really good based on the blurb. Then I look at the page numbers, 400 pages. Yeah, I just kept scrolling. Because I do
Yeah.
not have time to read a 400-page book.
Well, and
And also, it's probably 200 pages too.
but I think that's some of it too, right? Like right now we're in a season of longer
long
books.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and to be fair, I read a lot of long fantasy books.
Okay, but that's different.
But that's different. And there's that with those too. Like there's some of these, they're coming out here giving me 600, 700 pages in a part 1 of a 12 book series. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's just,
I mean,
think
I'm
that
good
is
with like 300 to 400, like, you know, between 300 and 500 for a first part in a fantasy. You're world building, you're setting up a ton of stuff. But if you're going on to the same couple in a different book, I don't need 700 pages in the first book.
Well,
Like it's the same.
And honestly, if you're that author who can get me to read a 500-page book and
Yes.
think, hey, I needed all of this, you're doing something right. But
Yes.
8 times out of 10, that is not the case. Like that is like the books are overwritten, the stories are just, and
Yeah.
I have skipped 17 chapters throughout the book because I just don't need to read
She went
them.
to the last one and then read one in the middle.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I also think some of this is too, and I think this is really probably for all 4 of us. I was going to say I think it affects more than 3 of us, but it's Jenny too now. When your hobby is books, you know, I constantly have people say to me, "Oh my God, you're so lucky you get to read for a living. Like you are so lucky." And I am beyond blessed that I get to do this. Like I feel so lucky and I am so invested in my clients and in the world. And like, I am so lucky. But when your hobby becomes your job, your job becomes your hobby, and it's harder to find the joy, which is why I'm trying to separate out. And I now realize, I always thought it was weird when we'd interview authors and you'd say, okay, what do you like to read? And they'd be like, I read thrillers. I'm like, you're a romance writer. Why aren't you out here reading other romances to no market? And because they'd be burned out.
Yeah. And also, I think it was with the fear of like taking an idea from somebody else, you know, on accident, like not even meaning
actually,
to.
I've interviewed 3 or 4 different authors who like they never read the style of like romance that they write.
Well, I think we had Carla Sorensen. We did an interview with her, and she reads historical romances because she will never in her life.
I mean, she reads contemporary, but when she is writing, she always reads historical.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't want those contemporary like ideas like in her head when she's writing because she is afraid that it will end up in her book. I was talking to Anne Penny. I did an interview with her this week that's going to be coming, like we're going to drop that in a little bit. And she was saying that she too like can't read contemporaries when she's writing because she is afraid that she's going to put it into her book.
I think it's fair. I mean, but we are lucky, right? Like, I am still every day think, you know, how lucky am I that I get
just
to do
think
what I
my
do?
My life is real weird.
It is real weird. Leah constantly talks about how, like, you know, high school friend wishes her happy birthday, her neighbor wishes her happy birthday, and then New York Times bestselling author wishes her a happy birthday. It freaks her out every time.
World.
Every time.
It does. It freaks me out because it's like, how do I know this person? Like, I know them enough for them to say happy birthday to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leah has
That's a
her
weird
moments. So tips and tricks to beat our reader burnout, because we're going to beat it. Give yourself permission to DNF ruthlessly.
Oh, yeah.
Do not wait. I like to say 20% is my...
But, I mean, it's personal, like,
yeah.
personal opinion when you can DNF. Some people like to DNF early. Some people do it later. Or like me, you can just skip around to the good parts.
But feel no guilt. Guilt-free DNFs. Give yourself permission to find something else.
Yeah.
No one's feelings will be hurt. And that's the other thing too. Give yourself permission that you don't have to like the popular books.
No.
You don't have to read what everyone else is reading.
And if you do read it and you hate it, that is okay too.
One of the suggestions is change the format, not the habit. Switch it up. Audiobooks instead of ebooks, novellas instead of epic, graphic novels, memoirs, nonfiction, palate cleansers. I was telling, after book club and we were all just kind of hanging out, chit-chatting, I was telling everyone about my obsession with true crime right now. And, you know, so I give myself permission to, you know, listen to a true crime podcast and then, you know, go back and listen to an audiobook or read.
I mean, I listen to audiobooks almost like a little snippet of an audiobook almost every day. Like I do, but it's just background noise. And I always reread. Well, not always. 99% of the time I reread in audio. So it is literally just background noise as I'm making dinner, as I'm doing dishes, as I'm doing laundry. Because it's just, I like having like that world, but I don't have to have it in front of me.
Yeah. What are you doing to change up your reading habits, Jenni? I mean, apparently reading Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, I read a lot of YA and
So does it make it easier when you are from work, like reading YA, to come home and know that you get to pick up like an adult romance?
read what I want. Yes, it does help. And I did try to like do audiobooks on my commute and it just didn't work out for me. So I gave myself permission that like, hey, you can use this time to catch up on podcasts or just random stuff that does not really matter.
Yeah. I gave you a bunch of podcasts last night.
I know. I got a list.
Lots of murder. Lots of buried bodies. Just, you know.
Well, so it's funny that we talk about overconsumption and like samey stuff. And it's like, if you look at the number of podcasts and the types of podcasts that are out there, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just ours is book form.
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, we can add murder. I mean,
I'm not just talking murder in general. I'm just saying like podcasts themselves.
yeah. No,
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
everybody has
Like
a
everybody has a
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rereading a comfort book.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, you're not regressing. You're not like going back. It's rereading counts towards your year-end goal if that matters to you. Reading is reading is reading. But I will
And you
say
can reread that book however you want.
I will say rereading actually is what got me to reopen my Kindle for the first time.
Yeah.
Because I had gone from like December 16th until the first of the year and did not open my Kindle or read anything. Wasn't interested. Couldn't do it. And I gave myself permission to go back and read some Julie Garwood. And it has been much easier to come back in. I also did my return all of my Kindle Unlimited books. I hadn't done that yet. So I did do that this week.
Yeah.
Returned all my Kindle Unlimited books, and I need to go in tomorrow and clear my want to read Goodreads shelf and start
Oh,
fresh.
I need to do that.
Because that helps. That helps me reset so much. As like
I remember when
Amanda's
I
having.
started on the podcast, like my Goodreads was a mess, and it said I was like currently reading like 289 books
Oh,
because I'd
mine-
be like,
Oh, mine often says that. My Goodreads is a hot mess all the time. We don't
I
need-
turned off the like auto
Yeah.
we don't need to
whatever.
talk
So
about
yeah,
mine.
Yep. Well, the auto, you never know what might show up on your Goodreads. All
Oh, this
those
is true.
yeah, everyone
wonky
would know.
hue
I think my
cows.
auto is still on, but clearly I don't care.
Really, you do not care. Sue says rereading does help. When I've got the audio, I'll reread at the same time I'm listening. And I do think there is value in immersive reading. And we had Amanda and Leah and I had our Friday work meeting the other day, and Amanda said, I'm putting my phone in the other room.
Yeah,
Like-
I did it today too.
Yeah. And that's next week. And one of my friends, David, he said he bought a brick that,
Yeah.
stops the
I actually, like, last night I found myself scrolling and I'm trying to finish an arc, and Jeremy walked by and I said, take this away from me and go put it somewhere. And he did.
Yeah.
So, and I read like uninterrupted for 3 hours.
Yeah,
There
I
you
need to
go.
put my phone in the drawer and stop scrolling and just read my Kindle. I have a Kindle. I just bought a new one in November.
Mm.
Like, there's no reason to not.
Like I'll leave my phone upstairs in the bedroom and then go downstairs and read.
Yeah, I need to do that.
And
Well,
then I'll be
not-
like, oh, but then I'll need my phone for something, and I'll be like, where's my phone? Because I forgot where I put it.
My worst habit is like when I'm reading something I need to write a review for it, like I type out notes, and like I always like start like an email for whatever book I'm reading and I leave it in my drafts, and that's where I put my like arc notes for when I have to write my review. So that was always getting me because I go in there to type something and then I'm on social media for 20 minutes. So
Yeah.
I just put like a pad and a pen next to me. And so I'm
Yeah.
just, if I need to write it down, I'm just going to write it down. So then I'll add
That's-
it later.
My focus has been really bad the last 2 weeks. Can't
Yep.
tell you
Yeah.
why.
Mm.
But I brought back out the focus timer.
Yeah.
Put my phone in the drawer and I brought back out the focus timer to get through my work because I was checking emails and then I'd go on threads and then I was like, oh, what are they
Well, it's
talking
so
about?
easy to get like stuck from one thing to the next.
Yeah.
I mean, I have, if there's something like an email, like for work or whatever, like if I have a reminder for something, like it'll pop up on my phone. So at least I'll see it. Like, then I'll know, like, if I have to respond to something, I'll get up and do it. So
Yeah.
I think that's helped me, like, be like, okay, if it's something really important, it's going to show up on your watch. And
Well, that or I'll put my phone on do not disturb, but I have
Yeah.
like those set numbers that
Yeah.
can come through. So it's like if something happens with the kids, like their phone numbers come through, or the school comes through, or Michael comes through. So it's
Yeah.
like important stuff will always come
Yeah.
through, but nothing else does.
Yeah. Yep. Focus is hard right now.
It is.
Well, and then, you end up on threads and you're down a rabbit hole, which you got to go over and see on Instagram so you can find the latest, like to figure out who they're referring to and what's happening. And
I know it's like
Yeah.
you have to play detective.
yeah.
Like, come on.
the other suggestion,
Jenny's not around to do it for us anymore
Right.
either. 'Cause
No,
she
I'm
has
not
a
like that's
real-
what I was like. I have a job where I cannot be on my phone.
I know, but
like,
you have a real
I have my
job.
phone on me, but it is only in case like something goes wrong with my
But
kid.
that's the problem is you used to do all that stuff for us.
I know.
And now
Yeah,
we have to do it
Jenny,
ourselves.
way to abandon us
Right.
just because you had to feed and clothe and send your children to college, whatever.
Oh, I'm not sending my kid.
You're not
That's
sending
all
kids.
them. Yeah.
One of the things, okay, so actually this plays into my book of the week, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but read outside your usual lane and like picking up cozy mysteries or, I picked up Vi Keelan's Thriller, and it was decent.
Yeah, I read those.
It was
Yeah.
decent. It was good. And it was just enough different that
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was as daunting.
Yeah,
Well,
I
and
feel like I'm gonna have either some kind of thriller or horror phase at some point this year.
Yeah. I don't do
But
horror,
I
but
feel like that's kind of why like I just read like all over the place because it's
Yeah.
like then I don't get stagnant. Like I am like in the little bit of the burnout, but it's like I do read for work and do those things. But like I think that that's part of the reason I do Chaos Gremlin the way I do because I I don't get as burnt out when I read those ridiculous books.
I also picked up some professional career oriented books recently, like to
Mhm.
be a better editor, understanding beats of a story or so that is part of my goal too. When I'm starting to feel like there's not a romance I could read right now that would make that I would feel engrossed and engaged in, I will go to these, to career
Mhm.
professional books. I think that because it's within the same vein, right? And it still helps me understand what's happening and stuff, but um so Sue asked the question, where does one get Rex for a different genre? So for me, like Laura from What to Read Next podcast, she reads romance, but she really is focused on the thrillers and the cozy mysteries. So I go to her.
Yeah.
Local librarians, but also like I have a lot of friends on Goodreads that are not romance readers.
Yeah.
The only thing that I will not do, and I have one person that is a friend who reads the self-help books, like, who was the crazy one that was like, wash your face, wipe your
Oh,
butt,
yeah.
Rachel
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she reads a lot of those, like empowerment type books. You will never catch me reading those. If you catch me reading those, it is a sign. It's a sign that I need to be admitted for grippy sock vacation.
I tried in college. I was like, oh no, no, no.
I like
What'd you
my
say, Jenny? Wait, what did you say?
Oh,
I said you could kidnap.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
So my BookBub, I went like I just clicked a bunch of different like subgenres and genres. And so like when those sales come, like that you get the daily sale email,
Yeah.
like that's where I find some of the other subgenres is because like on my
oh yeah.
BookBub email, like I didn't like just specify romance.
Yeah.
Like I have like a variety of stuff in there.
Amazon First Reads is another really great
Yeah.
place that I find off genre books to read.
Yeah.
Because there's always some different things. And I'm very fortunate. My mom, who was a big romance reader, she's still a huge reader. She does audiobooks now. She's really into the suspense, the thrillers, not, I can't think of the one person. Anyway, she
Freedom
reads Sandra
McFadden.
Brown,
Oh yeah.
Harborn, whatever his name is. She reads tons of that stuff. And so if I'm desperate, like, hey, lady, what are you reading right now? But one of the best things, I don't know if anybody else does this because maybe it's just my nerdiness. If you click on a book, like, so I read a cozy mystery. And if you click on that book and you scroll down to the bottom of the Amazon page,
Yeah.
it'll tell you other books that customers.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Me too.
I
That's
use
how I
like,
find a ton of
does that.
authors.
It likely does that in your library catalog as well.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
It does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. Well, and like that's why like when I am in my Kindle app, like in the home, like when you're doing all these, like that's why some of my like choices are really like bizarre because it like populates in there.
yeah. Well, and there's a podcast that reviews true crime podcasts. It's called Crime Writers On.
Mhm.
And all four of the people that are on that podcast are true crime authors.
Oh,
And
that's
so
cool.
I've read some of their books, and then some of them have fiction that I've read. So it's really just, it's the same way you find your romance books. Ask your librarian. Ask your friendly neighborhood librarian.
Yeah, and I think following different people on social media too. It's like I follow a ton of people on Threads that do like horror, that do thriller, Rex, that I don't hear talked about very often. And then I'll start like following other people that read those books, and it'll take me down like a whole rabbit hole. So
Yeah.
I think, I think it's pretty easy if you look just a little bit.
It's the same thing we say, like, how do I read past my algorithm? You just got to look, and
Yeah.
ask. If you honestly ask us too. I mean, if you're saying, hey, I
Yeah.
really would want to read suspense, but not romantic suspense, but like Agatha Christie kind of suspense,
Oh, I
where
love
would
a
I
good
go?
Agatha Christie.
Uh, some of it might be older books that we've read in the past, but,
Yeah.
will help you find ways. And I hear Jenni works at a library.
Mhm.
So,
I do have some tricks for finding books pretty quickly.
yeah.
Because sometimes I'm like, I have no idea what you are talking about, kid. Like,
Jen Ellen
But I
loves
have it
Crime
at my
Writers On.
fingertips.
One of my favorite things that two of the hosts at Crime Writers On are married. And they do These Are Their Stories, which is where they watch and review a Law and Order episode.
Oh, nice.
And do you know how much I love Law and Order? Like, I was trying to explain it to somebody when I was young. We would go to the bar at night, and you'd come home after last call, like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. And on A&E, they would have the reruns of like the first 2-3 seasons of Law and Order.
Oh yeah.
From like 2 in the morning till 6 in the morning, and I would watch it and then, pass out.
They did that for a long time.
Some of my favorite watching material there. Okay, does anyone else have any tips or tricks they'd like to add to our list before we go on to our next segment?
No.
No. Okay, can I now ask you what you read this weekend? Because it's that time.
It's that time
For
for a
book
book
of the week. Book of the week time, friends. Okay, Leah, what's your book of the week?
My book of the week is Unfinished by Nissa Catherine. It is the final book in the Amber Ridge series. This is Bonnie and Zane's book. Bonnie she left Amber Ridge 13 years ago because of things that happened, and she has like cut off all communication essentially with her family. And her siblings are Noah and Indy, who are the last two books. So she comes home. It is not like smooth sailing for her. Zane has a little bit of a past that he is trying to keep hidden, but it doesn't end up hidden, and it blows up in his face. And it was really good. It was a little longer than Anissa Catherine, a little more involved, but the way that the story played out, it made sense. Like there was a lot going on, but they both had these really big storylines that I think if she had cut stuff out, it would not have worked as well. But then she teases into the next series as she does, and it is going to be Zane's best friend's book, and it's going to be a second chance, but they're moving into a different small town in Montana.
Okay.
It was really good.
Jenni, what's your book of the week?
It
Spider-Man?
is #ManLove by Cambria Herbert. It's definitely like it's a novella in her Gear Shark series. It's just kind of a catch up with like the characters like 12 years later from the last book. It's definitely for like fans of her books, not like it's not a book you could just pick up and read.
Is it just
like
kind
a
of like a
follow-up
catch
novella.
up, kind of
Like
end of series
yeah.
novella kind of thing?
Yeah, it's because her Gear Shark and hashtag series are interconnected, so you just like get a catch up, mostly with Trent and Drew, who are like main characters in the Gear Shark, but everybody.
Okay.
Sometimes I like those or like series epilogues for the
Yeah.
most part.
Did you see that Amy Award is kind of doing that with her Kingman series?
Yes, she's
did,
doing like a
yeah.
Bridezilla, like
weddings
novella
and stuff.
series.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
excited.
Groomzilla.
It is
Groomzilla.
Groomzilla. Yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
Amanda, what's your book of the week?
My book of the week is Blood Beneath the Snow by Alexandra Kennington. It's book 1 in her Blood and Souls duology. It's a romantic fantasy. Revna is a princess. She is the only member of her family that does not have magic. it's based on like kingdoms, and she's kind of like an outcast, and she's kind of thwarting her kingdom's like religion and practices and stuff surrounding the magic. At the same time, they are at war with another kingdom, and the queen of the other kingdom sends her like general, who they call the Hellbringer, to kidnap Revna. So there's a kidnapping pretty quick. I was
I like
very into
kidnapping.
that. It's like an enemies to lovers, but I really like this book one because you're getting a ton of them together as they kind of figure each other out. He's wearing a mask for a large portion of it, like so she hasn't seen his face. They're like out in the wilderness in like an older abandoned prison. There's a whole like, mystery that's happening around the magic and everything. And I liked it a lot. It's a really good setup. I think if you like the Danielle Jensen books, that you would like this a lot. It kind of reminds me of that with a little more steam. And then it's just a duology. So book two actually comes out February 17th, so you don't have to wait too long. But yeah, she was new to me author. I really enjoyed that one. So
Excellent.
I'm intrigued by all of these things.
yeah, I think you would like it. Yeah.
So I read Trailbreaker, which is by Ruthie Knox and Annie Marr. This is book two in their Prairie Nightingale series, which is their cozy mystery that they're writing together.
No, they've written it like years and years ago. They wrote this whole series ages ago, and they're just publishing it now.
And they're just now publishing it?
Yeah, they wrote it like 10 years ago,
Okay.
I think they said.
Well,
they told me all about it in the interview.
Or
maybe it was off camera. I don't remember. I talked to them for a very long time.
It's okay.
But no, this Prairie, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt,
It's
but
okay.
Prairie, they have written, there's 9 books.
Well, and they were kind enough to send, I think they sent all of us an physical arc of,
I just put it on my shelf in my closet
Yes.
today because I
of
was
this
moving
book.
stuff around.
So Prairie is a single mom, newly licensed private investigator. This is her real first case. It's a quirky local mystery into something bigger than expected. Small town vibes, nosy locals, lots of secrets, missing persons, possible decade-old serial killer. Like, it was cozy mystery that fed into my true crime.
Yeah.
It read so fast. I really like the character of Prairie. It takes place in Door County, which is the Green Bay area up north of Wisconsin. It was just what I needed. Just what I needed.
It's Ruthie and Annie, so you know it's going to be good.
Yeah, it was kind of like comfort food a little bit, like because it blended the true
All the
crime
wants.
and the mystery, and yeah, it just was exactly what I needed. This book releases January 27th, so you can read book one now, and then in a little over a week you can download book two.
Mm-hmm.
So and I really like their books, and I like them, and it was perfect, just what I needed.
Yay.
They're delightful human beings.
It is. They are. They're great. Okay. Make sure you're back here Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to talk about Heated Rivalry. We'll be joined by special guest Bill Keenan, former hockey pro, and he will be a debut romance author in 2026. So he has a book coming out at the end of July, called The Swan and the Sentinel. And so I'm excited to bring him along. He brings an interesting perspective to Heated Rivalry and how it does and his thoughts on it. So I'm excited for that. Don't forget, we're here every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on the YouTube, or new episodes in your podcast feed by within an hour after we're done, or first thing Monday morning. And one of the things that I want to say to all of us, be gentle with yourself. Doesn't matter if in 2020 you read 600 books and this year you read 6 books. Just be gentle to yourself, because seriously, if I hear the term unprecedented times one more time,
That is fair.
I
Yep.
lose my shit. But be gentle with yourself, guys. Like, the world is hard right now.
Yeah.
And find your escape. Find the books you want to read. Don't be afraid to say, this is not for me right now.
Yeah.
And just give yourself some grace, right? Like, and if you need someone, we're here for you, right? Like,
Yes.
do not sit and think, something, just know that even if you just need a friend to complain about the jackhole neighbor that didn't shovel your sidewalk for you or something, we're here. We gotcha.
Yeah.
And if you really want, we can sick Leah on him because she's mean. So a tersely worded email from Leah can make people cry.
That is not I mean, it might be true.
You're like, not. Oh, wait. Yeah.
It may have happened. Yeah.
Do you like how you
Well,
used the
I was
word
already
tersely?
like thinking like I could like make up a fake homeowners association
I
email.
know Jenny's
like
more diabolical. I'm
Yeah.
just more outwardly.
Mean.
I mean, yes, I am a nice person, but I can be very mean.
Can. She was mean to me this week, you guys.
Our power is
last
You
week.
deserved the meanness.
She was mean to me. Like,
I'm never mean to you when you don't deserve it.
I don't think I deserved it last week.
I think you did.
Anyway, if reading feels hard right now, that doesn't mean you've fallen out of love with books. It just means you need a little more breathing room. Slow down, change it up, take a break without guilt. Your TBR isn't going anywhere. And that gives us more time to add books to it.
Honestly, just get rid of it and just read whatever
Start
the fuck
over,
you want,
right?
people.
Thanks for spending time with us. And if reader burnout has been hitting you too, you're not alone. We see you.
Yeah.
So thanks for hanging out tonight with me, guys.
It's always a good time.
Until next time.
Happy reading, everybody.
Find us on Instagram at BuzzingAboutRomance or on Twitter at BuzzingRomance. If you like the podcast, please leave a review. If you'd like to support us directly, join the Bookcase and Coffee Patreon and receive exclusive content only available to Patreon members. Check out bookcaseandcoffee.com for our on-the-shelf show notes.